So we're going to go ahead and do one more session. What is the time? It is Tuesday. It is the 23rd of December 2025. It is 15:18 in the afternoon. We have just done the last part of the previous session. We're going to continue actually with some photos to see what Scrabble is talking about. Okay, first I want clarification of point 1, then we will go into point 2. Okay? So you can see I have gone to my channel. Is Shilpa here? Shilpa Rao? JAYA.ADVANI, are you here? Is any mother of a previous lifetime of mine around with you? Are Mr. and Mrs. Hakumat Rai Gurmukdas Advani with you? Is Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani and Parvati Sadrangani around you? Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani and Mrs. Parvati Sadrangani are not around you? Okay, you'd be able to recognize the children and the photos amongst you, because I have different photos of me as a child. I need to make the connection of the children who are connected and who are not connected, but all given to me as my identity. So are you willing to do that? Okay, so we go ahead and do that. Okay. So we go with this photo. We ask the pendulum if this is me, who's called ugly. Okay, it's been registered as ugly in the SATA drive. So let's just find out if this is me. If we do this, let's just take it this way. This photo connected with this photo, this photo, this photo connected with this photo, connected with this photo, connected with this photo, connected with this photo. Whether these are all one person. I think we need to do that. With this photo, connected with this photo. If all this is one child. Okay, so let's just ask one step at a time. There's this child. That's supposed to be my nani. 1 minute. Not this. This is supposed to be my nani and me. This is supposed to be me being fed by somebody. One outsider aunt. Okay, so this and this. And this. So this, and this. If this is one child. And this. I remember this party as myself being in the party unless they change the face. This I wouldn't know. This I wouldn't know. I was always told this is me. This I remember wearing this dress because of the chain. You see the gold chain, that is this, I'm not sure, but let's just say this. You see the gold chain over there. So let me just ask if these are all one baby. Okay, I'll be describing the photos. I've already shown you the photos. I'll be describing the photos so that it's easy to try to figure it out. There's a photo of me with There's a photo of me with Mrs. Parpati Sadrangani. The baby who's bald is me. Ugly is the identity on the Satta drive. Believers is ugly. Billy is you, Shilpa. For cat, Katrina. Billy, meow, meow. All the time doing meow in my home. So tell me one thing, the brat, which is Euro-Asian, also has done roles for Katrina, pretending to be you. That brat has played both Katrina and Karina shamelessly. She's really a brat. She's Leo. And she's a real brat. Okay, so the baldy who's been classified as ugly is the one with the bow legs next to the photo of, like, let's say Mrs. Parvati Satankani is wearing white. She's got a short haircut with glasses. The baby she's holding up and baby's trying to crawl out is me. Next to it is this, where there's an auntie wearing floral clothes and there's a baby sleeping in her arms. Is that baby me? That baby is Jaya.ADVANI. That baby is another version of JAYA.ADVANI. That baby has a different identity altogether, other than my identity and Varsha's identity. Is she settled in life in her own identity, different from Varsha and me? So she's someone else. So we shouldn't look at it. Okay, we leave that photo. This is the photo we're looking at. Okay, the one next to where my Nani is holding me up. This is the next photo I want to ask about. Not, yeah, this also and that also. This one. This is the next photo I want to ask about. This one. Okay, if there's continuity. So you need to check that also. And then after this comes the next photo, which moves on once the video starts playing to this photo. So I want to check about these two photos. Okay, Shilpa and Jaya.ADVANI. Shilpa Rao and Jaya.ADVANI. You see the baby with the red dress. Nani Parvati Sadrangani was holding a baby who is called Ugly. Right? That baby is me with bow legs. Then you see a photo of a baby in US club wearing the red dress with a chain and with white color. But that child has bow legs, my dear. Doesn't that child have bow legs? The baby held up by Parvati Sadrangani is the same one wearing the red dress. Next to Shifali Rane and Nikhil Advani and Nikhil Thakurdas, there's a baby in the middle wearing a red check Scottish dress, but that baby has bow legs. Is that baby me in short? No, I don't. I want you to answer only the holder of the pendulum. So the one where Parvati Sadrangani is holding the baby, and then fast forward when the baby grows old. Is it the same baby who's wearing the red dress after the baby has grown? It's not the same baby. The one in the red dress is what? Shilpa Rao? The Scottish red dress is Shilpa Rao. Or is it morphed as Shilpa Rao? I remember the incident and I remember being at US Club, because I had the memory of wanting to go for a swim in the sea and I was told a clear cut no. Whereas Shifali was allowed to go with her dad on the raft and we could just watch from the sides, as in from standing against the railing or then standing above the steps and watching them enjoy themselves on the raft, but we could not enter the sea. So I know firsthand that it was me. But you are saying that the two babies are not the same? Okay, so it is not agreeing that two babies are the same, but in that case, I know that that was me only. In the red dress, I definitely remember the incident. Okay, let's take it to another photo. Let's see what it has to say. Tell me one thing, Shilpa and JAYA.ADVANI. This baby you see that I asked about yesterday, we got Elizabeth. Is this baby and the one in the red dress the same? This baby and the one in the red dress is not the same? Should I just do Scrabble throws to figure out who the babies are, since you cannot get the continuity? Okay, I'll just do a Scrabble throw on every photo. That's the best thing I can do. Okay? Anyway, I don't know what has been recorded or not. The photo we're discussing is this one. I went and put it on hold, right? So I had a bit of a spiel of explaining who's who. Anyway, the first one is supposed to be my father's sister. The middle one is my mother. The last one wearing the lenga is me. So this is supposed to be me. Okay, now what I was saying is, this is exactly the same sari my mom was shown by Satya Sai Baba wearing during the dream, wherein, my mom and I are told to sit on one side, my sister and three boys on the other. Dalai Lama and Sri Sri Ravi Shankar come, whisper in Satya Sai Baba's ears. He tells them, go down and teach. So she's bedraggled wearing the same sari in the deep state dream or whatever, and I'm the child over there, but I'm wearing a frock and I'm also bedraggled. I'm about how old? 5 to 7 years old in the dream. Okay, now let's just take this as one part. What is of observation is this sari is that my father's sister is wearing is something I've not seen her wear in the beginning. It's more European. It's nude. It's more neutral colors, and but maybe it was just what she wanted to wear. Okay, but we take this as one photo and one instance. Since we need to get the identities of everybody and the situations, we need to figure it out. So I don't know if I should show all photos right now, or I should just do a throw on this photo to see what we get, and then after that take it forward, right? I think we'll take one photo at a time and do the throw, because otherwise everything could become very, very, very jumbled, which is something I don't want. I don't want it getting jumbled. I want clarity as to what could be what, possibly what could be what, right? So I'll just divide it into different groups. This is a photo a little later on, this one. Of the same lady. That's me in the background. This is another photo, sometime in 90, there's no timestamp, but I think this was 91, 92, 93. The color is slightly off because my aunt always wears light colors, always. My mom and my aunt can't wear dark colors. So this time she has worn this. I was pretty surprised. On another day she wore parrot green. I found that strange. So this is like a little strange. It's out of what most people in my family do. Okay, so that was, maybe it was just she wanted to be colorful, but mostly my aunt dresses light. Okay, this is an extension of the same, this is the extension of the same event. This ID of this girl who's sitting in the reception is supposed to be a fake ID. This is the girl who's supposed to be fake ID. According to the last time I checked, this is supposed to be me. Okay, this is supposed to be my same aunt, but we'll do a check later on. Okay, we just check and see what's what, since there is no choice. Don't know how they're coming to conclusions and on what grounds they're coming to conclusions. So let me just check and ask if it is okay to do a throw on this and see what we get. We could get very surprising stuff on the back of it. We could get related stuff or unrelated stuff. Just go with one step at a time. Okay, this is at Varsha's reception of, now she's Mrs. Shalina Undalani. The year is 2001. It's probably the 30th of January 2001 at Sagar Matha, which is after you take permission from the Indian Army, they give you the place for a couple of days. So they did give it to us for, I think, a week's time or maybe 3 days. Don't even know what the deal was, but they were very kind to give it to us for the reception. And in case anyone needs to stay there, because they gave us rooms also. They gave us the whole grounds primarily for the reception to be held also, and for the staying place also. The entire club was given to us, whatever it's called. Most part of it was given. The staying as well as the entire grounds were given to us. Okay. Very nice, very nicely done. This is why I say the Indian Army, the Indian military from 2001 to now has been digressed. They're very, very, they're very, what do you say? They're very disciplined people. And also I think they're very ethical, moralistic and upright. So India has lost a lot, according to me, just surely looking at observation and by observation. That's it, nothing else. And it's the work of outsiders, and it's pretty disgusting. So anyway, let's ask if we can ask about this photo. If we can ask about this photo, and can we do a scrabble through on the back of it. This photo would not involve Shilpa Rao. It would not involve Varsha.ADVANI, because neither of the two were around us during this time. Both of them were somewhere else. Okay, let me ask. Hi, Varsha.ADVANI, are you here, darling? Shilpa Rao, are you here? Were you at this event? Your brothers were at the event, at least one of them. Sunil Rao and Anil Rao were not at the event. Were there shapeshifters for them at the event? Fakes at the event in their place? There were fakes for them in the place. Can I show the photo then to identify the fakes? This is supposed to be her brother, Anil Sadrangani. This boy is supposed to be Shilpa Rao's actual brother. She's saying he's a fake. Don't know why. The other brother of hers is Sunil. I don't know if he's in this photo. This is Sunil. He's supposed to be Sunil Rao, but she's saying no, he's a fake. Also, this girl is apparently a fake, because I saw her being murdered in my sleep more recently, last 3 years, at Forge Asheville 1990, before 1997, and behind my back, because that's probably the year I went to Queensland University of Technology and I wasn't at home. So this is also a fake identity apparently. She's saying her brothers weren't there. This is one brother and this is the other brother. This one. She's saying both these are fake IDs. Okay. This is me. I'm not a fake ID, but they have changed my face a bit. I feel my looks have changed. Is it natural? Is it unnatural? I don't know. But this is supposed to be me. I was very much at the... She's my sister, but this is a fake ID, is what I've been told. So what I want to ask you, darling, is it okay if I do a Scrabble throw to find out what exactly was what? Should I take the entire event together? Should I take just the 3 people in one? Should I take just 3 people in one photo as a Scrabble throw? The more recent photo that is with me in person, should I Scrabble throw that later on? Too many people? Okay, so I'll just go with the 3 on YouTube what has been uploaded. I'll just go with that. Okay, all right. So I'm just going to go with this photo. This photo needs to be spoken about by the Scrabble throw to understand what exactly it is. We're only 3 women here. One of them is me. Even if I look little different, I'm still me. The middle one is supposed to be my mom, and the side one is supposed to be my father's sister, who, when we were growing up, my aunt always tells me, I'm like your mother, I'm like your mother. Because she's very strict. Both my mom and my father's sister are very strict. They have the similar style of rearing. Okay, though my father's sister thinks my mom is like Hitler, but the point is, they have the similar style of rearing, if you ask me. Though my aunt is a little more charming and more personable, and she's very firm and very strict, but my mom has a temper issue where she'll lose her temper. My aunt will not lose her temper, but she's very firm. But if you talk about the style of rearing, they're kind of the same. All right? There's one thing that they both say: if I ever see you without your slippers, I'll burn your feet. Make sure you always wear your slippers. So that is the same thing both of them say. There's no difference between them. Okay? Or I'll cut your legs. One or the two. So now let's just do a Scrabble through on these people. Okay? Including myself, but whatever. And that's not Katrina, that's me, Jaya. Ugly. I cannot help it if you mess around with photos and bring your fat self in all the time. But it is me who you called ugly. You understood? With the widow's peak and the bow legs, babes. So give me something in the Scrabble. So tell me what it is for Jaya and whoever those two women are in that photo. In Sagar Matha, what do you want to say about that photo? Very less we got compared to what all could have come out on it. So I don't know what's in it, but we tried. Meera, my mom. Meera. Because she used to listen to Meera bhajans all the time. My father used to listen to what? Shan songs and Bonnie M and Bee Gees, and I don't know what on his gramophone. And my mother used to put on her sorry Meera bhajans and then put on Santoshi Mata. So there used to be this clash in Jaswell all the time in the 70s. Meera fed die war okay, so I don't know what this is. None of our names are actually over here. This has got to do with the army, but this is not exactly the army. Army word die. So this is what I'm telling you. I was told that the one who was in the reception is different from the one who got married. They're two different people. But it is addressing Varsha's situation, but this photo is not about Varsha's situation. Okay, so we'll have to move this over here and see the word army. We move the word die. We move the word ward. We move the word DNF. Okay, we just move it this way. Okay, let's just see what it is. Arm and ear. DAWN. So they always insulting me the minute I wake up. Every morning they call me names as soon as I wake up because they're really lousy fucks. Shit, 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 shit. FIR. I put in an FIR in the cybercrime in Bombay. I also complained to Maria. I also went to Nangre. I went to 3 people in the so-called police. And I got all this shit back in return. That was 2006, now we're in 2025. With great progress, messing up my home. You have plugged my ears, you have plugged my arm, you're playing buzzers in my body all the time, calling me names all the time. You're a very great personage. In time to come, you will come to know now what you will get in return. Is Maria's name over here? You have messed everything in the raw. I'm 100% sure. Or the raw has messed everything for Maria. You cannot fight with your own people on your own land. And if you fight with your own people on your own land, that means you are supporting something in that Euro-Asia along with the Middle East. Then who? If Maria is dead, which I told you he probably was, can you tell me why the hell did you go and put? Why did you go and put his for Kasab ka jo interview hai? Why did you put someone out over there? I don't know if there is some connection to Agnello Fernandez and Rocky Fernandez if he got them to work for him. So he got my marriage done in a fake marriage because of the rin, because his ward died during this marriage. He knew about it. But how did that ward die? How come I was never told about it? AD is Advani. Maria is the Commissioner of Police called Maria. Mr. Maria, he's an encounter specialist. Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, their identity comes up for dead Mr. SRL. Connected with Cotton World, connected with the Advani network, got nothing to do with Agnello Fernandez and Rocky Fernandez. Yet that was a sham marriage, during which the first time Agnello Fernandez, Rocky Fernandez's names come up as some of the shapeshifters amongst the 10 in Cotton World Dead Boy proprietor's place. 10 people who shapeshifted. Known to the mother figure who wanted to take it because involved over there was something connected back to Cyrus Mistry. And so Rohika Chagla, Rohika Mistry wanted to do an investigation. There was an RTI, there was some investigation where all those people were taken one by one and killed, murdered if I can say so, and everything buried after that. But Agnello Fernandez is still alive. That and D'Souza. But if you ask who is Agnello Fernandez, who is Rocky Fernandez, they are the sons of the maid who worked for my grandmother, the Advani, and the sons of the secretary who worked for my father in my home office. No IB. That's bullshit. The IB came in rear door entry as raw for some bloody tactics because they were miffed. But it's not your problem to murder civilians and to hire our domestic helps to become with face change into our homes and then to steal. I mean, no one does that. Nobody does that. Just because you are not seen, you are working from the shadows, doesn't mean you can do what you want. You made India a bloody shithole. So Agnello Fernandez and Rocky Fernandez were miffed. And they thought the Advanis owed them something. Agnello Fernandez and Rocky Fernandez's mother, Rosie Fernandez, is supposed to be having been sidelined, removed much earlier. And those 4 children were reared by an outsider with a personal interest in making them work for whatever it is the outcome she wanted to get, or then whoever plugged her there, whatever outcomes they wanted to. Sad is the fad has been the game. So there is nothing more distressing for a child than a mother being the storyteller of very tough times, hard times. Most of it would be hogwash because she's first not their mother. Second, she wants to emotionally, rev them up to do what she needs to get them to do, because she's been plugged into somebody else's position to get them to work. And you never ask your mother, pay me, so I do this. Her sad stories will make you do more than what even on payment you can't do. Rosie Fernandez was pulled off before, in and around when she was first moved to Bhayandar. Find out which year it was. It was very much in line with, within a couple of years or simultaneous to, the home office of Kani and Company and A.G.ADVANI and Company, moving from 4 Jaswal 9 New Marine Lines, first floor Bombay 20, to the office is in my name 50%. I'm JAYA.ADVANI. My sister is Varsha.ADVANI. She's been murdered. Alright? With her, my cousin Shilpa Rao also is murdered. With them, Rohika Chagla or Rohika Mistry was also murdered. Raped, all three of them. One of them gang raped. What do you want to answer for it? This reading is 2001. Rohika Chagla is between 2011 and 2013 according to my reads. Varsha.ADVANI as late from 2009 all the way to February 2018. Shilpa in 2025, she's saying, on the identity of Bebo. This wedding was not in any other place but the Indian Army grounds, Sagar Matha. I'm leaving this country and going to another place. If you don't know how to behave, I don't want to live here. I don't owe you jack shit. I'm a bloody fucking civilian. I'm not even able to live in this country as a single girl in a decent manner. You dare to call this a developed economy? You come to court with me. Most times you sound like something from the Middle East with a high falsetto voice. No person who's from the Indian Army talks that way. You speak like you are Hezbollah or you are something from the Middle East, like some Pir Mulana. You don't speak like an Indian. Getting the army miffed, Ramesh Advani won on the back of it. What is the thing? Rane's kids are no more. Cherry Rane, who won the Veer Chakra award, his wife and his 2 children are no more. He's somewhere, I don't know where. He's supposed to be dead. Ramesh Advani had someone standing in for him. His son is Nikhil Advani. Nikhil Advani is no more. There's Nixie Nikhil. Why? The army is not the reason why I was born, and I don't know anyone in the army. I don't understand why you're chasing my tail. And if you got some problem about being miffed with me, it is your duty to talk to me face to face. We don't live among slime balls. At least I have not been brought up in a slimy environment. I'm not about to start living in my old age on slime. I don't know what their internal issues are, to tell you quite frankly. I'm not sure what this is, to tell you quite frankly. Yes, I would like to know who my real family is. Can you tell me where you picked me up from? Just in case that's the case. Don't call me names because it's not how I was brought up. So if you got any backbone, you come here and talk to me face to face. Ask the head of the army to come and meet me in my home over here. It better be authentic. Come here and meet me. I want no bloody sounds from my body. I don't know whether research and development or some doctor. Is this got to do with dar as usual? So dar maybe Nikhil Advani or NICKEL worked at. Mia is the Muslim crowd. Mu find dar AI. Who is Mu? Madder? Madder find AI rewind. But where is Madder? Amongst them, somebody is Madder. Mira was Madder. Or Ritu Malia was Madder. Who is Madder? If this is our Madhavan, He's no more, huh? By the way, he's supposed to have been sent off in Mahabalipuram. So if one person in your ER and army, that also as early as 93 onwards, one by one, if the original who would not set the army to feel, I don't know, trigger them all the time, if one person was removed and replaced by somebody who's in that place to trigger you and to put you off your scent and to create a mess in a civilian's life who's done nothing to you and is frankly not connected to anything, then you can understand how you have used the last 25 years. 25 is taking it from 2000, we're starting 93. That's an additional 7 years to 25 years. Yeah, NDA. Fair ER Rewind Maddie NA. So he was Nikhil Advani's friend, but Nikhil Advani's friend is Sanjeev Rajan Lekraj, Praveen Lekraj, Cotton World. They've all gone to Bishop Cotton School. Whereas the Cotton World girls have gone to my school at Fort Convent in Bombay. Simal Lekraj is Varsha Advani's close friend. They are a group of 4 girls. One is Divya Bhargava, Muh Boli Bain, daughter of Jetli. Cotton World, Simal Lekraj, the other girl. Payal Sanin, the third girl, and Varsha is the 4th girl. Varsha Advani, who's dead. Murdered and raped, if I can say, along with Shilpa Rao, along with Rohika Mistry, Rohika Chagla. It keeps coming up. All from Panvel to Lonavala. Your Fernandezes are involved and D'Souza is involved. They have worked in our home 2 generations for my father and my grandfather. How do you say they are? What is it? Whose date? You don't decide for me who's my date. Don't you dare. Given the kind of trash you have brought into my life, nobody on earth is frankly worthy of being my date. You are all going to a shithole called Nark, and that's not where I'm going. I have tolerated you people only so. This is a picnic, we get over it, go home. You all can go wherever you have earned. Don't decide for me what my date is. You messed my whole life. Yeah, have fun. जब बोलूं why we are getting out of the marriage, I'm saying the boy is not okay. I need to go. Something is not okay in the 5 months. Make me only seem to be the bad one. Then chase my tail. Go to Maria. He's an encounter specialist. His job is to look after the ATS of Bombay. I will go to the person who's in charge to take care of criminals. What I got in return? On the back of what I have said, you know how many people have been murdered and replaced stealth mode? You got to answer for it. I'm the bad one for bringing to your notice what your job could be. You have harassed my mother also in the same cheap manner. I am not going to be hearing your nonsense. I don't care. The boy she got married to is Ravi. This marriage was actually about Ravi and Varsha getting married. We don't see Varsha's name over here. We see Meera's name over here. If we had to look for we had to look for people's names. Madder, I know. Mad also they call me. They ask me, are you mad? Or are you madder? I'm saying, no, I'm not madder. My name is Jaya. Ravi is supposed to be the groom. But they are saying people were murdered at this marriage. There is a difference between who got married at the Gurdwara and that who was at the reception. I didn't know that Anil and Sunil Rao, Shilpa Rao's brothers, are fake IDs. They are not the real Anil and Sunil Rao. वो fake IDs है, what I just showed you. Over there, Shaira also Daswani is a fake ID because in my deep sleep I was shown that she was murdered in my own, connected to arriving at Forge Aswell behind my back when I'm at QUT. And I'm not Anita, I'm not Anu. I'm JAYA.ADVANI, Jaya Kanyalal Hukumat Rai Gurmukh Das Advani. The very fact that you have bent my identity over and over again, disreputing me from the time I've been 13 years old at Fort Convent School, that means I can't, and you have veined and dent me. That means I was not born in poverty the way you have spread it on the streets of the whole world. Then that shows how ethical you are. You can't be the Indian Army, you can't be the RAW because we don't know what kind of people are hired there. If they have personal problems and they spew in the cheap manner, and India couldn't care less as long as they create as much confusion so that the politics wins, they want to be a $4 trillion economy. I'll see which of the decent ancestors let you be it in the future. You have to answer to all the who's who got good births, earned it well, were business, who you screwed over, murdered, replaced and stole. After all, we got to see where you come from. This is what happened behind the scenes. You murdered Ravi on that day? The Indian Ravi? Who is the groom? Do you want to know? Let's show you who the groom is. He's a very sweet guy actually. So he has little uppity thing. But he's not a bad person. Whatever it is, he's a sweet person. This is Ravi. This is Ravi. This is Ravi before he has gotten married. Is it the same boy or is it somebody else? This is the boy in the Sangeet. This is the couple in the Sangeet. This is the boy at the marriage. This couple is supposed to have, there was supposed to have happened a murder between this marriage and this damn freaking reception. This marriage happened where? At Julelal Kaf Parade, the Gurdwara. This reception happened where? Indian Army Sagarmatha. Who was getting married? Supposedly Varsha Advani, Mrs. Shalina Undlani. Fake identity compared to this girl. And Ravi Hundalani is this boy for this boy. So who died and who fried? Who was murdered? Because this is the second time we're getting the same thing. This girl in the reception was 2.5 hours late for the reception from the normal expected time. So you say, okay, we call the guests at 8:30. We know they'll turn up by 9. Here the couple didn't turn up till about 10:30 in the night. It was that huge a gap. What exactly happened, I want to know. Ask the girl, how was your first night after 5, 6, 7 years? She says, oh, it was very easy, but there was blood all over. How can you have an easy first night if there's blood everywhere? So what exactly? And then when baby Sharanya is born, she says she's got epilepsy and she's got a brain tumor. I want to give her away. I did not sign up for this. I'm going to hand her over to somebody else to look after. That's supposed to be her 2-month baby. I want Raw to meet me along with Ami. You've been remote viewing me? How dare you? You have told me nothing. I'm not your ward. I'm not your ward. I come from my own family. Most of my cousin brothers are murdered. So is my sister. So are my other cousins. How does such shit happen in India? This is your fucking NDA. Namo namo. I'll lay a bet the EU fried, not we, the EW fried. Rama, which means the groom, through IR and AI connected with your SL's identity. The Indian Army listens to SL, you listen to Fernandez, you listen to D'Souza. All your decisions are on the back of it because those are the people in the Indian politics, in the parliament. You listen to them. What direction you are taking from them? You know, this country will not even get any job. Cleaning job, maid job is nowadays gone. अब तुमको दाने दाने के लिए पता नहीं कहाँ खंडरों में तुमको जाके ढूंढना पड़ेगा. मिले तो तुम्हारा गुड लक, नहीं मिले समझो क्या है. To hell with it. You are useless. Not sure what this is, but apparently this is taking it with the artificial intelligence and taking it to the artificial intelligence and taking it to IR and the dream state, maybe deep mind. So primarily AF and RF are still up to a lot of bullshit. All the dreams that I'm getting is being sent by these people. They're connected with the They are connected with the reading of the mind. I want these people found, I want them brought in front of me. So I want to understand what is all this. So all the dreams where we are seeing people in different situations, like if it was something to do with Mukesh Ambani. Now I've never met him, nor am I interested in meeting him. Nor am I interested in visiting his daughter's girly bedroom. Not my type. Not interested. I got far better. But the point is, you've been dumping a lot of dreams on me in different situations. Who is the other party? We don't know, because you dumped that other party on me. And we're seeing things that have happened in short clips. So we have gone to America most recently. In our most recent clip, what you sent me 2-3 days ago, you say there are in Washington DC and in New York, there is somebody on me who's saying they are barbarians, they are going to destroy everything, they will decimate everything, we need to leave this country and go away. So America, there are people in Washington DC connected with the stock market, and people in New York connected with the stock market, and Washington DC connected with their government, who are not happy with the energy of people who have entered into their country. What timeline, I don't know, but that's one example of a dream that Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez and all the crap puts on me. What do you hope to get out of it? I'm going to ask the Indian Army, the head bloody meet me. Don't fucking play sounds in my body. You're not up to it. I'm a civilian. You put any false things against me, I will teach you such a lesson the next 280 you guys. It is my oath to you. You understand? With no bloody fucking artificial intelligence, no IR, nothing but Atma and earnings. Next 427,000 years, you people will be the last people standing over here if the yoga doesn't change. हर चीज़ यहाँ पे डिप्लीट हो जाएगा, लेकिन तू यहाँ से निकलेगा नहीं at any cost, and that also without the help of artificial intelligence and IR. तू आत्मा बन के बस एक जो जन्म है, जन्म पे जन्म तू यहाँ पे आएगा. You understood? Come forward and meet me. I want the shit out of my home. You being miffed with my cousins, don't dump the shit on me. Don't do that. First and foremost, I'm a civilian. How you have misused everything. I will create hell for you once I leave for the afterlife. I got a full army over there of good Atmas. Vis-a-vis, deeds done, benchmarked against outcomes. If I am not the one who has done anything to anybody, why are you chasing my tail? To win your cheap elections. Why? On your own, you're a loser. खुद नहीं कर सकता है, useless class है, तो तुम्हारे खुद के एनर्जी पे तो कुछ कमा नहीं सकता है. 420 करके चीज़ों को तोड़ता है, उसके बल पे तू गुड हैप्पी टुमारो लेके आएगा. तुम में है क्या? On your own strength. Zilch. You are zero. Not only zero, you are minus when it comes to punya, and plus when it comes to pap. So what is it that you were told? They sent Mrs. Ritu Malia dressed as the maid in the sleep, in her maid's uniform, making the bed at Brewery House. That was sent in a deep state dream. So who are the culprits primarily? Ritu Malia's mothers. The real JAYA.ADVANI's mother is the real JAYA.ADVANI who got married as Mrs. Kailash Hingorani, then went on to become Ritu Malia. It is Ritu Malia's mother's home where Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez's mother worked for her brother as a secretary. Their mother's mother, the grandmother of Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, was the maid at Mrs. Ritu Malia's mother's home, working for her mother. Now, if this is the kind of bloody crap we hire, this kind of shit, then maybe you should actually get your mother to do something else. Don't let her work in homes like ours. Let her do something else and feed you. You should have let her do something else. No, you should have guided her not to work as a secretary for Kani and Company and JAYA.ADVANI and Company. She should have done something else. Why your mother, your grandmother should have done something else. But you know, doing this kind of crap just makes you a big crapster. You are the ones who have signed hands with who? Euro-Asia and the Middle East. On the back of that, half the army has been replaced by people who are not worthy of being part of the army or even as Indian citizens. You mess the entire police force up. You're talking about Yuva. You're going to be serving as Indians, the Yuva of Africa, living very much in India on stolen wealth, the Yuva of the Middle East, and the Yuva of Euro-Asia. The ratting started 30 years ago, and we are not part of the ratting. It is the rats who messed up everything, including triggering you to chase. These are the people who triggered you to chase and kill your own. They are riff-raff. And that's who are going to be your bosses going forward. Ask the Indian army to come meet me, along with your bloody useless raw. Because that's all you've got at the end of the day. Crappy people in the place of good people. And the people who perpetrated are probably this, while you help them. That's not a good sign if Reddy ever got involved with Rocky Fernandez or Agnello Fernandez. Triggering Rocky Fernandez and Agnello Fernandez is somebody from out of the country. Taking out probably his real mother, their real mother. They have 4 children. Their real mother was probably pulled off the grid. Whoever reared them in the shittiest way possible, with no ethics, no conscience. If Reddy got involved with them, then that's pretty sad. Also, Reddy's surname is not properly written. So again, Reddy is already dead, is what we have got 100 times if you're talking about Madhav E. Reddy. Vis-a-vis 10 shapeshifters in her place. For 2 years they came to my home, made a mess and went. For 2025, 1st January 2025 onwards, it was decided my home will not be hosting useless class, riffraff, like RFAF, the Afro, Aubrey. 10 women who have shapeshifted passing through 3 levels of security. Working as a part-time maid in my home on a fucking salary for what is considered a dead woman. Also, you've been ratting a lot to grab my property. Ex-employees have nothing to do with our property. You're messed up so much in India, you think now you want to go down for the smaller change. You dare to take it to Bangalore police. You sit in their office for 7 hours and they're entertaining you. You dare to put it on SM when you have won the ego of the ED, the ATS, the RSS and fucked up everything. What is there to say that you did not wear the ego of SM and fuck up everything in Karnataka? You are rats. So they have hired lots of people through the staff that works at other people's homes. Whether it is NDM, whether it is JAYA.ADVANI, whether it is NM, maybe lots of people in the NDA. What happens when they wire them? You become their staff, they become your bosses. That's artificial intelligence. She did it for the last 2 years. I couldn't care less. She does the work and gets out. That's it. I pay her the salary. That's how they've been grabbing the OCs and the ECs. They believe the SATA drive connected to the brain stamped down is going to be the evidence of who is what going forward, and that's going to hurt the Atma, which is complete bullshit. The SATA drive is like a basi stale food recording that nobody's going to be bothered with. Most faces you will not be seeing again. Even if they are born on earth, which they won't be if you stole from them in this birth. Even if they return back to earth, they'll be beyond recognition. What form they are in, you will not be able to recognize them. And if it is about you having to live the next 427,000 years, till there's not even one dry branch on earth, because that's in our scriptures. Those scriptures actually hold great value. For that you should have the knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge, then that's okay, let it be. The maid is supposed to, one of the 7 girls or 10 girls who came to my home, somebody has stood in this photo. Let's explain to you. This is a fake ID. This is a fake ID. This girl was murdered in 96. This thing has been taken. This wedding photo was taken. Reception was taken in which year? 2001. That's a fake ID. This fake ID knows this fake ID. These two know each other. This is a fake ID. This is a fake ID. Now, one thing, this style of sari was probably in because she's wearing the same thing. This girl I have seen being murdered in my apartment. It was sent by Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, because they're the ones who are doing all the dumping. They're the ones who sent, I think, the IB or RAW or somebody or the ED a fax from somewhere in South America. Then must have sent them on a merry chase, then brought them exactly to the place where they want them, got rid of the original ED, and then plugged themselves into the ED's position. Because that's the modus operandi I've noticed they've been doing. Every reading of mine since 2020 end, 2021, it is indicating layering of people, bringing them to that place with a plan, for a reason, getting rid of them, exchanging them in no time, even in broad daylight. They already have the exchange replacement available. And they have corroded everything, literally everywhere. You have allowed them. It is a 30-year operation from 30 years ago. It's all rewind. Today, when we ask the military can deal with them, we are told no, they are not capable of dealing with these people. So then what right you have to sit and play all these buzzers in my body and get miffed? For what? How dare you? My job is not to be the military, it's not to be the police. Whatever, as a civilian, as a citizen, whatever I have said, I have told the truth. You're supposed to work on it. What did you do other than messing things even further? Who are you sold to? Which Maidan has he wired? Did RF shapeshift pretending to be Ravi later after getting rid of the real Ravi Hundalani? I want a probe into this, because you know what? This is unacceptable. I want in black and white what is what, with proof. There is no IP, there is no raw. I'm not connected with either of it. If you can show Mrs. Ritu Malia dressed in a uniform of the maids working in her home at Brewery House, if you are that disgusting, then the less said about you, the better. Then this country is not worthy of being lived at. If you think you're going $4 trillion economy and your Yuva's got a bright future, when you've done what you've done with people who never took one penny from you, were the givers, always kept karma straight. You destroyed them all. You disreputed them. Their souls, with their entire network, from realms that are above the Swargloka, all the way beyond Satyaloka, Brahmaloka. Let's see how they support you in the future. You need their support. That is why you do prayers 3 times in a day when you are Islam. Once every now and then when you are the Sardar. Every Hindu home has something it prays to. All temples call out to that source only to help. From that source you get decent births. Even if the birth is not that great, you will never touch this kind of stuff that you have done from a low-line scumbag loka. So God is actually a collective of the upper realms. Their blessings are required. Not the slum dwellers who can't fend for themselves get a bad birth. Now you understand why SRK stands the way he does, asking for all the blessings. Whereas the rest of everybody else who has a decent birth is not there to grab anything. Ask the right source, right, through their prayers. The temples also pray to the higher sources. You know what the others do? They do satanic prayers. You know the difference between black and white? A dark soul and a lit soul? This is one example of a dark soul. And all the dark soul supporters worldwide. The raw, the ED, through the maids working in all their homes. They were all wired. Not only did they do that, they would have left bugs around in everyone's home to know what your travel plans are. Tomorrow this fucking SATA drive goes live. Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani, before he became anybody, the memory of his will be stuck over there. That much planning has been done way in advance. That's your legacy in the world. And the best part is, if you in all of this have not earned it to the upper realms, you're not going to be happy. Not in the realms you have earned, not seeing what's happening on earth. When you come to earth also you are unhappy. When you go back to your realms that are not in the higher realms, there's nobody to really sustain you through the pitris. There's nothing available. That is the level of prosperity you have brought upon your own journey going forward. All because you are so self-serving, so selfish, so convenient. That's why. RF is called Rocky Fernandez. Rocky Fernandez cannot be Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj. Indian Army of shit and raw of shit. Yes, Rocky Fernandez could have shapeshifted amongst 10 men. In the 10 men, which one of them is actually a legally wedded husband? While Indian Army sings Sindoor Sindoor. Which Indian law accepts that 10 men should shapeshift in a fake marriage of 3 rounds at ISKCON temple without the Mangal Sutra put round the neck by the boy? These are your Indian Army values. This is Hinduism, Hindutva, and the Narayana that you are, the Namo Namo you are. This is the Indian you are. You're a great world leader for all those who are poor and who steal, who can't earn their own birth. So going forward, it is always the ones who are from the lower realms who have to come back to live their lives on earth, because the timeline is Kali Yuga. It is the age of darkness, supported by some people on earth this time. This is only the start. Before also you were told just divide 432,000 years as a construction project, of which 5,500 or 5,300 years is what percentile. And when you have a project, you have to complete in the entire earth or on the entire earth. Which stage are you on? Sowing the seeds? Which part of the stage are you? So your depletion full-fledged has yet to come. Only if you have earned it badly will you return to earth under the most distressing conditions ever. The reasons why the hidden matters, that you've done what you've done, the trashy manner in which you have done it, are the things that get exposed in these scrabble reads. So there is an element of somebody who's from probably a leftist Islamic background. This looks Islam to you? This is not for show actually, because over here there is the reading done up to the time the reading's been done. Yet so much to go, so much done. That's why there's that bookmark. This is Islam apparently. These guys went to Madrid. Actually, Ravi and Varsha went to Madrid. So MAD has 10 shapeshifters for MAD. Because when Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy started working at my home, end 2020, early 2021, the guy who came to deliver groceries from Swiggy, at that time I wasn't asking Blinkit to deliver groceries, it was Swiggy. The guy who came and delivered the groceries said, "Madder, the packets have been kept at the door." So I said, why is he calling somebody madder? It is 2020, 2021, and again I'm hearing the name madder. But this word has, I've been asked, you are madder. I say, no, I'm not madder, I'm Jaya. Madder could be a girl called Madhav, Madhav E, Mad, Maddie, R Madhavan. The first time someone called me mad is at Chancery when I was over there in 2016 sometime. Again they did the same thing. In lots of the hotels where I've gone, they call me a housekeeper. On grounds of what? You stupid or you stupid? How dare you? I will have an injunction against you. Then this freaking country is not livable. This country is not livable. We're not running from here. Fuck, you don't know how to run a country. Don't know if he got involved with D'Souza in any way. if the girl who got married was a blue-blooded girl and she's the one who died, and the girl sitting in the reception was the maid who got married to, was connected with Agnello Fernandez and Rocky Fernandez, because that is what they're saying. They're saying that the girl who came to my home, shape-shifting the 10 of them, one of them is hiding in this identity, and another one's hiding in this girl's identity. This identity is still alive, and this identity, the face looks a little different, is primed and has become fatter, but is still alive, can identify with this. This is a problem. That is Ravi, but Ravi is RAVI. That is being spelt as false identity. This, even before we got, is fake identity, and shown in my dream that she was murdered, connected with Foj as well. Her father is Mr. Manjeet Sadrangani, murdered in 1985, Nigeria, Lagos. She is his daughter. This is 2001. Murder in my sleep is shown as 1996. Behind my back, when I've gone to QUT to study, this ID is the MBA, and later on this ID has gone, even if I look different now, but the point is this is the ID that has gone to University of Ekato. Same ID went to Queensland University of Technology, the yucky ugly one, this one, typified by ugly people on their shitta sata drive while they're murdering people galore, giving instructions to Indian Army how they should enlist people, hire people, run the ATS, run India Police, with how much infusion from over the country infiltration. This process had started 2003 because Gauri Khan was murdered then. Your Dardar is her husband. The only reason the little rigmarole happened is so they could get access to the Indian Army. With Nikhil Advani, it would be his father's connection, his best friend, Jerry Rane, and his own cousin brother called Mr. Mohan Advani, Brigadier. So maybe this version of Anita was murdered. Or maybe let's ask who's alive, who's dead. Okay? One amongst the three is Meera. It cannot be my ID, that's Meera. I'm still alive. Right? The one in the Lenga. Shown is my mom in the middle. Whether that's a fake ID or not, it could be, anything is possible. But that's the sari shown in the dream with Satya Sai Baba. That also could be manipulated. The only one left is the one with the light sari. But we don't have Aubrey's name here. Why don't we have a name here? Why don't we have a name here? So Meera, even earlier we had been stolen from. Neera, or it could be Rima also. Rima would be Rima Lagu. Because one photo of JAYA.ADVANI post marriage, when I was coming out of sleep, I was shown that photo turning into Rima Lagu, Dr. Sriram Lagu's daughter. Andrew is which Andrew? So, who has plugged in the mind is actually from a very shitty background. It is a doctor's EA who's from a riffraff background who has got into the deep mind. Maybe through Neura. Listen, fucker, at the end of the day, you don't decide for me. Rocky is a different background. Rocky's grandmother worked for my grandmother before I was born. Rocky's mother worked for my father when I was born, and after I was born till the time it was 1991-92, she was still working, or at least 1990. All the way from 73 to 1990. Or 91-92. She was there for about 20-21 years. Her mother before that, and her also before that. Now, if her sons have been brought up by something that was a clone to create dissent in India by a third party outside the chessboard, then okay, you play, don't involve me, and don't pass cheap comments at my home. You don't decide for me. Riffraff is not good. It's called like the street sewer scum. That's what the doctor has been equated to. The one reading other people's minds. It's none of your bloody fucking business. Ideally, our Indian useless army should do something about hunting you down. But you must have hunted most of them before only. In 2010 only, when you have gone and eclipsed the sun in your Dabang shitty song. You must have gone for the who's who. Either them or their wives. You got rid of mass exodus before you came in 2013. Everybody knows it. It was called a genocide. But it is the most cowardly way that you have ever done anything. It's totally unacceptable by the spirit laws or the spirit world that is so required for you and your well-being going forward. It's not supporting you in the future. That is an oath from my end. Okay, so what is AI doing with DeepMind? It is associating people of an okay birth with riffraff constantly. And they're calling it Advait. So you can understand what your children are going to understand in the future. It's okay to have sex with your father because it's Advait. It's okay to hybrid humans with animals and pigs. It's Advait. That's where it's heading. Actually, to tell you quite frankly, the seed sown by you is so bad that whatever the scriptures have established as the end times of the yuga changing, where water is non-existent on earth, human population down to the last bit, plenty of crossbreeding, human beings not more than 2 feet, with a lifespan not more than 20 years, vegetation near impossible to find. That's what has been in the scriptures that has been established. So those are actually the end times, not what is forced by you, where you want a different kind of forced lifestyle. You will create the third world war, leave 1 billion out of 8 billion people on earth, and that's it. Not that kind of crap. The AI mind EW connected with RF raided JAYA.ADVANI in some way, but the only raid that was had was at my home. At number 4 Jaswell in my 10th standard exam, 1989. So maybe Rocky Fernandez got it done. He's too young to do that. Maybe through AI he's trying to manipulate it that way. What is it with the NDA? Mira, Rima, I don't think that is really it. I think it is NM. Using AIR. So what is it? It is brain control. Send a signal to an officer in the ED. Set off the thought pattern that they should raid somebody he doesn't like. There's plenty of rage involved. Automatically the officer will get together people and go and do the raid. He will think it is his own decision making, but it is not. It is done on purpose to set him on a track to make him work in a particular direction to get a particular response. That they've done in lots of places. Ravi and Mad are friends. There's plenty of stealing of assets which are not actually theirs. Helped by the Indian Army, Namo Namo wants to play what? Robin Hood? You're going to perdition in the future. It's not yours to take. Tumko, actually you're shameless because you picked up the Bhagavad Gita, quoted it, but didn't follow it. You definitely are going everywhere but Bhuva Loka and above. And way above is Krishna's Loka, the one who actually put down the rules, regulations of the book you picked up to win an election, the cheapest way possible. Definitely Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy is no more. There is a duplicate of hers who is doing work for Bebo, who was removed much earlier. They're all fake IDs. The 10 people, if you can get the artificial intelligence, if you have recordings and cuts of it. For the 2 years, the girls who came and went from this apartment of mine, 2022 last quarter, 2023 the whole year, 2024 the whole year. The Beast is one of them. Aubrey is one of them. A South African girl or an African girl is one of them. One girl died. Then there are some other IDs, don't know who they are. Not one of them is the real Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy. That girl sidelined, replaced by somebody who has gone most recently to do something with the Kapoors at Netflix. Those are all false identities. If you know about it and you're still churning people, then shame on you. Mari is a girl who is from Satya Sai Baba's ashram. They must be living off FDs and their social security because they're all devotees of Satya Sai Baba. They are permanent. They come. They live for 6 months, 8 months, one year in Puttaparthi. Then they go away to whichever is their home country. They keep coming and going. Mari is somebody from Satya Sai Baba's ashram. She had given me some stuff in Australia when I was at QUT, sent from the ashram by my mom when I was studying in QUT. Now, if over there also you exchanged identity on the back of it, what can we do? That means there's no point in being born in this country. Oh, there's one more Mari who is Mari. There's another Mari also who is, I won't say who she is. She knows who she is. Yes. Meeta Rana apparently is no more. Neither her, nor her in-laws, nor her husband. Jaideep is still alive. Her brother and her sister are still alive, the Mirchandanis. Her parents are no more. The Mirchandanis, the Ranis are no more. Her husband is no more. Her brother-in-law is alive. Her own 2 siblings are alive. In my case, all my cousins are murdered and gone, over and done with. Nikhil Advani, Kabir Gupta, Akhil Gupta, Varsha Advani, Shilpa Rao. Apparently Anil Sunil Sagrangani. Don't know about Aarti. Aarti is a bit confused. She has looped some IDs and I don't know what she has done. It is only to Aarti Nanthur's identity connected with Andheri, where her 1 BHK apartment where she has grown up. Point is, when did she leave from there? Simply and go into somebody else's, to move on in life. There's somebody who entered in her identity and makes that place wicked and vicious. There's something in that place that is very wicked and vicious, where Aarti's 1 BHK apartment. The other thing is, Panvel is such an important place because Panvel is where her mother has bought through Burmishell BPCL on subsidized rates a 2 BHK apartment as a holiday home. That is a very important place. We don't know what happened over there. It's not about her apartment, it is about the location. Panvel is a big factor of a lot of people being taken underground, being put away at places. A lot of crap that has happened with some people. Okay, but the thing is, over here you don't see any of our names. That's the best part. Except for except for Meera. So don't know if Dar, whoever was working in Dar, if he has put people to identities of famine and a bad journey going forward, he has put it on the form. Assuming that if he puts it to somebody's identity, it is going to go with their conscience, stuck by him on their conscience. What people like Dar need to understand is it doesn't happen that way. In fact, you will get stuck in a lot of problem. Because when people go into the afterlife, they don't recognize each other for what you have put, they see what you have done on the whole. They look at the entire journey of the soul and what are the deeds done by the soul. So trying to do it this way through artificial intelligence, it doesn't go with the body. The conscience doesn't carry on. It's saying when a child is playing with a doll, or a baby is playing with a toy car, that is a licensed car to be taken onto the streets, or that child, when that child is playing with a doll, that doll is actually the child's baby when the child grows up and produces a baby. No, what happens is the child playing with the doll connected with its own Atma, soul, depending on how it is dealing with the doll, with its own soul, nothing to do with any falsities. How it deals with the child, doll, the doll is dealt with the child, will probably teach it some soft skills in the future. If everything else stays the same, the external condition stays the same, or the child learns to write on the, how the child writes on the wall or writes on the face of a doll, is curious about seeing what's inside the doll. What is the doll? Okay, pull the hair out, but what is there underneath? What's inside? Cut the doll, see what is inside. Is there anything? Is there flesh and blood? When I fell, there was blood coming out, there was flesh. Does that happen to the doll? Throws the doll around, is increasing its motor skills. Gets a new doll, couldn't care about its previous doll. Forgotten, moved to a new toy. That is artificial intelligence here on earth compared to the Atmic journey going forward. The child who is very loving, caring towards a baby doll, in childhood may be the worst mother when the child grows up and produces their own child, given the external circumstances during which that person turns out to be an absolute witch with everybody around her because she doesn't like anybody around her. or circumstances are such that when she has grown up she's become a depressed case, or she's bipolar, she's got a medical condition. So the reality of things and playing doll, playing house, playing doll, playing house is artificial intelligence and what you're hoping to stick to somebody's soul. It can't happen. And if there is even little vicious intent, vindictive intent, revenge and vengeance intent, then the slap on the face by soul will be on that who dared to do such things, because the height of stupidity. Okay, so anyway, most of it is done. Primarily over here, somebody died. This is the second time we're getting the same thing. The raw famine died, the raw armed famine died. That means everywhere where it is saying that they ran away from the country, taking the money and ran. Who actually took the money? This is 2001. What was the situation where it came to brewery house? They were called scamsters. Before this wedding, Mr. Vijay Mallya apparently had already been pulled off the grid in 2000 itself. You planned it very well. But you know what? You need the business community to support you anytime, anywhere. Down to the last guy on the street. They're not going to support you in the future. They did nothing wrong doing their own job of business. You'll be contending with the laws of the spirit world. You'll be contending with those who have already moved to the afterlife unceremoniously. Also, their families have been defamed. Not because of their own doing, because of something else. You'll be answerable to all of them. I don't know about JAYA.ADVANI and Shilpa Rao. Have to check. JAYA.ADVANI is dead. The Varsha you have is fake identity, connected with Agnello Fernandez, connected with Aubrey, connected with Rosie Fernandez. Rosie, I don't know, but connected with Rocky Fernandez. They are not my anybody. They are primarily shapeshifters. They have come and cleaned my home and gone for 2 years, or little more than 2 years. They are fake identities. At the same time, they have presented themselves hiding behind other people's faces in crowds like this. You think that is India development? I can assure you, when you hold the Bhagavad Gita, you have taken out the Shankaracharya from Palakkad, put him into plain clothes, kept him alive for his ego, the AI, the IR, connected with his ego. At the same time, you are justifying murder, arson, treason, murder, stealing, and calling it Advait. Don't you understand your own motivation? You got rid of the real Shankar Mat, Shankaracharya, because he would have never agreed with your concept of Advait. You kept him alive so that you can run the ashram with his brains, while he doesn't know that you're pulling from his brains his other conscience. You keep switching it. And he's in plain clothes. It's the same place, Palakkad. Palakkad is the place, not Palgar, Palakkad. It's the same place where my reading says you took Rahul Gandhi, the real guy, Sonia Rajiv Gandhi, and Rahul Rajiv Gandhi. You kept them there for more than few years, beyond recognition. Put them in shit and ate them to your shitty crowd before you murdered them in 2025. We haven't had a decent government. We've had a rogue government ever since probably 2008-9 sometime, or 2006 onwards. It's just show no competence. How many people these people have pulled off stealth mode? You can't even guess. Varsha, are you here? JAYA.ADVANI, are you here? Okay, you seem to be assenting quite a bit. This reading was important. Was this reading important, darling? What information we got from the read, looking at the 3 women in that one photo? You know, it is difficult to decipher. Did someone die during this wedding come reception? Was someone murdered stealth mode? You don't know? Is there anybody who would know? One version of you are the real JAYA.ADVANI. There was a time when you were with the other JAYA.ADVANIs, 3 girls, fake identities for Shalina Hundalani, JAYA.ADVANI. You said 2 of them went to the lower realms, 1 was with you in the higher realm. Something connected with the ID of Anne. So they would know about the situation. Rocky Fernandez married the maid called Madder, or Rocky Fernandez married a woman who stood in for Madder. You know, the fake IDs who came to my home between 2023 and 2024. Amongst them was a girl, the Buddhi Bai, who used to come work for 15, 18 years at Fort Jaswell. Maybe you had already moved out, but you were there in school when she was still working at our home. Apparently, her relative came to Bangalore, chasing tail worked at my home, spoke about the Buddhi Bai having passed away 5 years ago, from the day that she spoke about her sometime end 22, was looking like the Buddhi Bai too. There was another girl looking like Fernandez's daughter. 2 IDs that were recognizable. One woman who was very slow, one girl who was very childish. Out of the 10 IDs of the shapeshifters. One girl who was like a Gujarati, another one kind of West Bengal, the 7th one little South Indian. Point is, amongst them was there somebody who was married, a maid who was married to Rocky Fernandez or Agnello Fernandez, who also shapeshifted for Madhav E. Reddy's identity. Is that what this reading was trying to say? That Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez sent there a married person that they married to my home with the identity of the dead Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy? A murdered Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy, a murdered girl's identity? Agnello Fernandez could do this kind of activity because he's shapeshifting for DK Shivakumara. The Agnello Fernandez and Rocky Fernandez shapeshift for other politicians. That is why they got this done. This is why she's gone all the way into the police station, sat there for a number of hours asking for transfer of property into her name, because she's got some support from the government. It's a rogue government in India. With all 420 business of having stolen lots of wealth of lots of people, rear door entry using people like Rocky Fernandez and Agnello Fernandez, who use artificial intelligence and IR, India, Russia, for the stealing, murder and replacement and grabbing assets. Are they involved in the murder of R. Madhavan, the original R. Madhavan? Are they involved in the murder of the original Nikhil Advani, our cousin? They have done lots of stealing of assets of a lot of people, rear door entry, stealth mode. Are they involved in raids of the NDA? Have they been shape-shifting in the NDA? Coming and going from the NDA? They've been triggering off raids on the back of it? Have they been misusing the Indian Army raw and those resources? Were any of the 3 women in the photo the maid by birth? Did Rocky Fernandez send a clip via AI and IR in a dream showing Mrs. Ritu Malia dressed in a uniform making a bed? Was that any reference point? The reference point was that the maid who came to my home at the 18th floor, Jwara Tower, Was a connection married to Rocky Fernandez? She was married to him legally and he crisped her to come to this apartment to work. She was one of the 10 people he sent to work over here for the dead Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy. Okay, now the thing is, can Rocky Fernandez be trusted? Maybe he did it for my good. So, it is not okay to just keep talking bad about people till we don't understand what the motivation is. Was he trying to do good for me? Was Agnello Fernandez trying to do good for me? Were they trying to steal identity or steal property? Are they trustworthy people? Shilpa, when you were involved with SK as Katrina ever? Rocky Fernandez was shape-shifting for SK. He's one of the 9 people who were shape-shifting in Salman Khan's place for Salman Khan films post 2009. Many men raped you with one. Were you raped by Shilpa Rao? Were you raped by many men in 2012 during the making of Jab Tak Hai Jaan? After Ek Tha Tiger, was Rocky Fernandez and Agnello Fernandez involved in it? Was Agnello Fernandez involved in it? So Agnello Fernandez, Rocky Fernandez's brother, was involved in it. Was Rocky Fernandez involved in it? Agnello Fernandez is involved in the rape of Rohika Chagla and Rohika Mistry also in Lonavala. Was Rocky Fernandez involved in the rape of JAYA.ADVANI post 2009 and the murder finally in 2018? Was Agnello Fernandez involved in the rape of JAYA.ADVANI at Panvel? Was Agnello Fernandez involved in the rape of Rohika Chagla, Rohika Mistry? That's the problem factor. Was Agnello Fernandez or Rocky Fernandez at this reception with a face change? The Kiran merchant who came for a little while to the reception at Sagarmatha, was that the real Mr. Kiran merchant? I don't have a photo of the Kiran merchant at Sagarmatha. Do you need to find out about it? I don't have any photo of Kiran merchant at Sagarmatha. Now tell me, am I yucky DNA? Am I the Rani? Rani what? According to the ET, some ET ego. But I am ugly, right? Meera is Mama. Meera is still in her body somewhere on earth. They murdered Meera, my mom. They murdered the Meera identity of my mother. Is she with you in the afterlife? Mama, are you here with them? So you are the lady who's with them. Were you my womb mother? You're the patient, kind-hearted lady who takes things pretty easily. Good energy to hang out with. So they stole your FD? You had some FD or something? Were you also blue-blooded? You were also blue-blooded energy. You were also a blue blood. You were also blue blood. They stole your stuff. But tell me one thing. This sari that you're wearing, I was shown myself as a 5-year-old. I saw one version of my mom, I don't know which one, in the same bedraggle sari, and Varsha and 3 boys are opposite of me, and Satya Sai Baba is telling me I have to sit with my mom. So how come you're in the afterlife but I'm still here? The brown girl who's told to draw, she is with you in the afterlife? The one in the frock, and she's dark and she's, darker skinned. Is she with you in the afterlife? Is she Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy? Or Madder? Is she some child whose ET had been taken to put it on me? To make me darker skinned? Was she born in GT hospital? Was she a child from GT hospital? Is she with you? Has she gone into the afterlife? Has she gone to the higher realms? She's gone to the higher realms. Okay, that's good. So she's a good soul. That's excellent. So she's with you. Okay, she's not with you, but she's in the higher realms. That's very good. Okay, as long as she's in the higher realms and she's settled okay and she's fine, that's good. I understand that Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy, while she's gone to the higher realms, she's unhappy because of her mother, and the treatment met out to her mother, and the treatment met out to her husband who got into an accident. She was with the ATS or something, or at least something more legal. So I really do hope that Shirdi Sai Baba finds a way of dealing with the situation and addressing it and removing the people who are great problem creators and they keep stealing stuff. All the way to the Indian Army and the Indian Police and the RAW. They really need to redo themselves and get rid of all the trash. They cannot be dancing to criminals' tunes. Anyway, I'm closing this reading now. Mama, I'm very happy that you're here. Should I call you Mama Meera? Should I call you Meera, Mama? Whenever I want to speak to you, should I say that? Should I say that? Okay. So then that's good, because I will connect with you along with JAYA.ADVANI, Shilpa and Binu Masi is with you. My Anu Binu is with you. Binu Sadrangani is with you. You don't talk to her. You all fought. Binu and you fought. Binu and you fought. Okay. Alright. So when I want to speak to you, I'll speak to you separately. Binu, Anu, Nina are together. The Sadranganis, those three. Those three are still on earth. Shilpa's mother is where? Shilpa Rao, who's with you, her mother is where? She's in the afterlife. Shilpa Rao's mother of this birth is in the afterlife with you. Shilpa Rao's Masi, Annu Sadrangani is with you. Shilpa Rao's other Masi called Neena Nanthur is with you. So those two are on earth still. Anu Sadrangani and Neena Nanthur are still on earth. Binu, who's their sister, Shilpa's mother, is with y'all in the afterlife, but y'all don't talk? Okay, alright. So I've understood the situation a little better now. What I'm doing is I'm going to do my prayers. So I will just close this now and do my prayers. Okay? Thank you very much. I'm closing this now. Okay?